So I hope you had a great match yesterday with the match, France winning against Germany. We are in the final, it's great. Today we have our special guests. We are very honored to welcome him today with us. Mr. Gresta, Chairman of Hyperloop Transportation Technologies. He has coordinates a team of 450 engineers in 21 countries, and they are currently building the Hyperloop, which is a new generation of train, so-called the capsule. So I will let the floor to you, and welcome, we are very honored.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You can give So, thank you for being here. I'm excited because this week has been a very busy week for us. This morning I was with the governor. You will see a lot of news about the meeting of today because we are literally making history here in Bratislava. Before I go into what's happening in Bratislava, I would love to show you a little bit. My name is Bibop Gresta. She was introducing me. I prefer to consider myself a parallel entrepreneur. I created 70 companies. I did 3 IPO. I'm bragging, I know. And I did 1 IPO in UK, 1 in Germany, and 1 in Italy. Not all successful, but the IPO were really good as part of experience that lead me probably to the Hyperloop. And the last one was building amusement parks. When someone builds amusement park, it's like saying, I create entertainment for people in order not to get killed. To be very careful when you... And I did it for 5 years very successfully. So when you build amusement park, I don't think it's easy. So I start usually talking about something. I hate to do this, but transportation is broken. You know that because you felt it every time you took an underground. This is the Minister of Transportation of Chile. He was showing me his very proud new underground. We stopped it for some reason, and there was like a Winter Olympics of sweating. And he won, and we've been stuck there for 15 minutes for no reason. It's a bad experience taking an underground. Dubai Metro, one of the most advanced systems, they have to shut down the system because it's too expensive to run it. You know, all these systems are subsidized by the state. At the airport, it seems like every single thing knows where you are going except your luggage. We have the technology to solve this, and 70% of the things we do at the airport, you can do it before you even arrive there. Why are we stuck in these lines forever? It seems like they like it. Security. So I love to give you some news, okay? You have already experienced this, you know, probably there's some people that likes to see you naked. But anyway, if you have a 3D printed gun, I have a bad news for you, because if you put it aside, you don't see it. It's invisible. So that's the security that we are using right now in our airport. 70% of the airport in America is this system. You are complaining about the traffic between Bratislava and Vienna. It means only one thing. It means you've never been in Jakarta. You've never been in places like India. You've never been, this is a picture that I took from my hotel. It seems like to say, I don't give a shit, I have my bike, whatever you want, right? But the problem is that in this kind of cities, they are stuck in traffic for days. 24 hours, the China National Day. This is Beijing in a very good day. This is Beijing in a very bad day. Over here. But we are laughing. But if I'm gonna tell you, okay, tomorrow is the last day of your life. Sorry. You will be pissed. You start to think about all the things that you've not been able to achieve in your life. You know, people you love, and you think about your children and all the things that you would love to have done and you couldn't. But if you live in one of these cities, you're actually not able to live years of your life. They are stealing pieces of our life, and this is, we are becoming numb. We're not even, complaining anymore. It's normal, 1 hour in traffic, but they're not stealing your life all of a sudden, once for all, okay, go on, whatever. No, they're doing it 1 hour there, half an hour here, 10 minutes here, and minutes of your life. We think we need to stop that. If she's living in the other side of LA, I'm not gonna date her. It's not gonna happen, I'm sorry. It's an hour and a half. Not sorry, girls. No, sorry. But the problem is that we are choosing who you love based on traffic. And if you imagine the impact, we need to do something. How many people doesn't know what the Hyperloop is? Please don't be shy. Raise your hand. 1, 2. Okay. Security, remove these people from here. So, for the people who doesn't know what the Hyperloop is, we are treating you like normal humans. It's okay. We have a video that shows you what we did in the last couple of years. We need some audio probably. It would be nice.
I have a name for it, which is called the Hyperloop.
So, what's Hyperloop?
So imagine you have a capsule filled with people.
You put this capsule inside a tube.
You create a low pressure environment inside the tube.
So you have no resistance.
And it's moving very fast from point A to point B.
So the capsule, very similar to an airplane that goes in high altitudes, can travel really fast with very little energy.
Tesla founder Elon Musk proposed this new technology called Hyperloop, and it's being developed right now in Playa Vista, here in this hangar behind me.
The only resistance would be the air in front of the capsule, which we move to the back by using a compressor.
Company Hyperloop has teamed up with the students to create this tube technology that's designed to connect cities up to 400 miles apart.
So when Elon published the document, he just drafted a possible way to achieve this. 2 months later, my business partner, Al Gore, took this document, published in our website, thejobs.com, and did a call to action.
There was, a great project, a great idea, and Elon actually said he wanted someone else to take it on. He wanted the community to make this happen.
Crowdsourcing, basically, in exchange of stock options. So, how are we doing this?
We want you all to join the Hyperloop movement.
And we have been overwhelmed of requests from engineers from all over the planet. And there were people from NASA, Tesla, SpaceX, Boeing, MIT.
We want to give our community that's supporting us a possibility to own parts of the company.
So we are creating the biggest crowdsourcing project in the planet.
The company says it already has several potential investors and wants to take Hyperloop to China in the future.
The race is on. Elon Musk's vision for a high-speed passenger pods known as the Hyperloop is one step closer to becoming reality this morning. One of the known companies competing to capitalize on Musk's proposal, announcing today it has struck a deal with landowners in Central California to build the first full-scale Hyperloop along a 5-mile stretch along I-5, with construction set to begin in 2016.
Dirk, tell me about this deal and really when you expect this Hyperloop, this 5-mile stretch to be finished.
Quay Valley is supposed to be breaking ground beginning of 2016.
We are able today to announce at the World Economic Forum the actual filing of the construction permit to the Kings County. So this is the first concrete step for the building of the first full-scale Hyperloop. So we're ready to go.
It's a necessary step for us to be building a full-scale version, and Quay Valley is a sustainable model town of the 21st century, so it's a perfect fit. They're expecting over 10 million visitors per year, so we will actually be able to generate revenues very, very fast.
From dream to reality, the Hyperloop, the vacuum tube transport company that wants to connect San Francisco and Los Angeles at 760 miles an hour, could happen in as little as 4 years. How realistic are these plans? Bibop Gresta is Hyperloop Transportation Technologie COO and Deputy Chairman, who joins me out here today. It's good to see you, Bibop.
Thank you, Kelly.
And I'm learning a lot about the Hyperloop being out here.
We announced the start of the construction of the full-scale prototype in Quay Valley, north of Los Angeles.
Can you imagine and walk us through what it might be like to travel at the speed of sound?
It's not going to be much different than sitting in an airplane, actually. In railroads, most accidents were all human factors. Plus, a lot of the derailments actually happen because something's on the track. So we're in a closed system. We're completely managed by a computer system. There's no human factor that can actually create those issues.
We designed a system that is not only fast, but it can actually produce more energy than it consumes.
Well, the system is completely computerized. So you optimize the system and then you actually have the humans to monitor it.
We are the only company that actually signed a deal with the sovereign nation and is Slovakia. Yeah.
Will the Hyperloop kill the railroad?
So Hyperloop is going to do to the US what the railroads did in the 1800s. So it will change the way we live. It's possible today, it's based on existing technologies, and it's the right time, it's the right moment to finally get something doing like this.
Is it visionary? In 30 years' time, will you and I be sitting on our rocking chairs going, well, we talked about it then, and they did it?
So you think this is possible? This is not just...
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
For all those who said this is just a neat little thing to draw on a cocktail napkin, these guys are saying it will become reality.
And I will be showing you how it's becoming reality. So, to recap a little bit, when I have non-technical people, I use a very simple example. Imagine you have a train, you have the train, you put it inside a tube, you evacuate the tube, you suck out the air, creating a space-like environment, and then when you are able and capable to levitate the train inside the tube, it becomes basically a capsule. Then you can move the capsule from point A to point B at the speed of sound with almost no resistance. And this is amazingly simple but efficient in an incredible way. Humanity has never seen anything like this. The key is very simple. Well, it needed 20 years of development, but we found a technology inside one of the American labs. It's called Lawrence Livermore Lab. It's tragically famous because it was the lab where the atomic bomb was invented. And we took a patent that was used to stabilize bullets inside canoes. When you see these images of these boats shooting these projectiles, they're probably using Inductrack, our technology. We are kind of doing the same. At the beginning, we accelerate on wheels using a laminate aluminum or copper base without electricity. And the magic of the system is that we have a rollback arrays that is capable of passively levitate the capsule after 20 miles per hour. And it's a principle that I will explain to you if you want to, if you have time after. But it's known in physics, and it's the way to describe the magnetic field in a different way, not anymore north and south. And we slow down in the same way. We revert the linear motor that we use, like a Tesla, basically. And when we slow down, we were able to recoup energy. This is our test track images took from the inside of the crocodile. So it seems very simple. There's a complex reasoning behind that. And then we are using a compressor in front of the capsule that are able to remove the residual resistance in front of the capsule. So no resistance inside the tube. And the amazing thing about the Hyperloop is not speed. Incredibly enough, it's consequences, nice consequences, but it's not the key point of what we are creating. Efficiency. Humanity doesn't have a system on the ground that is efficient. Every train in the planet is subsidized by the state. What does it mean? That we spend big points of our GDP to subsidize every single way of transportation. Roads, trains, flights, the air industry is subsidized. We use a combination of renewable energy. Imagine to put a solar panel on top, a wind, kinetic energy, regenerative braking. In some climates where the solar panels are not efficient, we use geothermal. The combination of this technology allows you to produce more electricity than we consume. So the balance between what we consume creates a positive result. It means we have a giant power factory that happens to transport people. And what does it mean in terms of practical terms? It's profitable. So we don't need subsidies. And maybe in the future, we could transport people for free. And that's our goal as a company and as a vision. And humanity will change forever because it's not only building something that is efficient, but also the way we're doing, we're using the latest technologies on ultra-high-performance concrete. It means we resist 9.2 Richter scale. If there's an earthquake in California, I want to be in an helicopter, we're inside the Hyperloop. Trust me. And we're also approaching the construction in a brand new way. Why are we always building something, solving one problem and creating another 10? To the environment, to the people, local people, to, you know, it's a disaster when we build a railway or a road. You are cutting the land in half, animals cannot migrate. I was looking deers in Utah, stuck. They basically come in the highway because it's in their migration path to the highway, and they die there. This is terrible. It is happening everywhere in the world. We're using also a very smart approach. Our pylon has vertical garden. We've looked at technologies that exist, for example, from Fraunhofer Institute, to give us the desalinization system that we can use with the elements that we have. So our panel, tubes, heat, we have everything. Why don't we create a desalinization system that can bring water in the place we bring the Hyperloop? We can put bandwidth inside it. We can create electricity and give it back to the landowner. So it's a different world. It's a world that is not anymore expropriating lands from people. We are giving back to the community. And we are not hippie. It's a business model. It's profitable. It's also scalable. That pylon was representing the possibility to build 7 tubes on one pylon. It means that we can transport 24 million people a year with one system, one tube. It means substituting the entire flight industry between Los Angeles and San Francisco 4 times with one tube. It's cool enough. But the biggest innovation is inside the passenger experience. I mean, how is traveling at the speed of sound? Not that exciting, sorry. It's like traveling in an airplane. The G-force is felt when you accelerate and decelerate. If you accelerate slow enough, you have always less than a G of acceleration horizontal, 0.5 lateral, you are feeling less than a car. Sorry for the roller coaster fans, but you're not going to have them. But also we are looking at different approaches on how to create, I haven't understood yet how to move this, okay. We are also solving other problems. You're claustrophobic, you said a capsule that doesn't have windows, right? But you don't have to be claustrophobic because we are taking advantage of a limit of human eye. We look at 120K. Our TV set is maximum 8K right now, right? So we are distant from reality. But our labs, and especially MIT, showed us that above 11K, the human eye thinks it's looking at a Windows. So what we are doing with Samsung and Microsoft and Reflex, we are creating a new world based on augmented reality and the possibility to eye track the movement of the people. So when this lady is moving, we are in real time looking what she's looking at, and we are repositioning the perspective in a way that seems real. And trust me guys, I've seen it, it's good shit, it's amazing. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go really from Bratislava to Vienna, or you want to go in Paris, Italy? You want to go in space, underwater? You want to see Vienna in the 15th century? I can bring you there. So it's a new generation of entertainment that also changes the way we live, experience the travel. Now we can have a travel that actually monetize in a new way. Is it a ticket the right way to monetize users in the 21st century? Maybe not. So that's why we're talking about free travel, because there are several new ways to monetize and to make money out of the transportation system. And it will be more fun. Psychological impact, safety, we're looking at everything. But it wasn't difficult to conceive a system that is better than the actual passenger experience. An airplane has a coefficient of 0.07 every 100 million miles. What does it mean? Well, every 3.75 years, an airplane is supposed to go down. It's normal, it's accepted, it's very safe. No, it's not. We think we are conceiving a system that is 10 times better. And it's not that difficult because, you know, we are completely enclosed in a tube, we are protected by weather. We can stop the capsule normally in 5 kilometers, having a 1G deceleration, the normal exit to the station. But in case of extreme emergency, you can stop the capsule at 6.4 seconds, having a deceleration of 5G. If you have some people that do 8, you should try to have him stop at 5G because it's not funny. But it will save your life. Okay? Don't try it at home, but trust me, it's worth it. Okay? And the system itself is considered to be protected by chemical attack. We have a 1 kiloton resistance by spraying our tubes and pylon with Kevlar, material used by the American government on the tanks. And we are using the best scientists in safety. The last thing is about how do we conceive new materials. We are working with the best engineers and labs around the world to create a new way to conceive material design. And we are using a local developer, a Bratislava company, allowed us to develop a new skin for the capsule. We call it Vibranium, the material of Captain America shield. And we were expecting to have a letter from Marvel, but I was really disappointed. They don't give a shit. But the material is sensible to everything because we are embedding inside this polymer a series of sensors, like your air, meshed inside the polymer. It can create a smart surface that tells you pressure, resistance. If we solve the problem of moving people between point A to point B at the speed of sound, but you take 2 hours to go to the station, we haven't solved anything. In our vision, you push a button, a self-driving car, a Uber, a taxi, whatever you need, picks you up wherever you are in Los Angeles, brings you to the Hyperloop station, look at the time and the possible money spent. You go to the main station, you switch the capsule, and then bam, to destination in 15 minutes in San Francisco. Now, your life is changed, because now you can go back and forth between Los Angeles and San Francisco. You can live in San Francisco and work in Los Angeles. I don't know who the hell wants to do that, but you can do it, okay? It's amazing. It's amazing. So price, right? Harvard studied our price model and said, oh guys, it's amazing. You can have from $60 to $120 per passenger, and you will have $1 billion a month, and the demand will not diminish. I will be the most rich man in the planet. Yes. No, I don't want to do that. I want to create something that is for everybody, can be used by everybody, and not because we are philanthropists, because it's still a business, but it will disrupt and spread to humanity as fast as we can, and it has to be for everybody, not for an elite of Concord fans. But the rail industry has been disrupted only once when it's been created. And the reason is very simple. It's a dinosaur. Look at the simple terms. What we are doing now, the high-speed rail costs $68 billion between Los Angeles and San Francisco. If we spend $10 billion, so 1/6, you have to fire me, because it means I can't manage this company. We're talking about probably half of that price with the technology we have right now. But the incredible thing about rail is that, you know, the standard gauge, so the size of between the two rail, it's 78% of the rail in the planet standard. So every rail, have you ever thought why every rail in the planet has this size? Any idea? Horses. That's, you're a smart guy. So it seems incredible. And why horses? Because of the Roman chariot. So the most advanced transportation system that we have, it's due from the butt of two horses. But that's not the only good news about rail. If you increase 40 centimeters between the two rail, you can have double the freight and double the passenger. Why the hell they don't do it? It's 15% more budget. And they're already spending our tax money to it. I mean, right? They don't do it because they don't need to. They are subsidized by the state. Every metro in the planet is subsidized. For each passenger that ride the LA Metro, there's $2.5 in additional subsidies. And they are not the worst. If you see the other metro in America, you know, Virginia is almost $7 on top. And if you see Europe, we just have to shut down because it's even worse. So how do we think our life will be when we have a Hyperloop? Basically, you know, Bratislava to Vienna in 9 minutes. Would be cool. We're working on it. Having airport that becomes terminals. Having ports that all of a sudden can do just in time around the nation. You can deliver food, organs, and sensible material all over a continent within 6 hours. Imagine to have new cities. Where do you want to live? Do you want to live in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, or in a new city that is completely sustainable, that is 6 minutes from one and 8 minutes to the other one? That's the questions that we are looking and also discussion with the governments that we are doing. So how are we doing it? It's very simple. There's a tube. Do we know how to build a tube? I think so. It's a 50 years old technology. Do we know how to depressurize a tube? Well, I have a good news. We have it. We have an Hyperloop. It's called CERN, Hadron Collider in Switzerland. They are 10 minus 10 Pascal, way more difficult than we are, you know, this is our need. We need 10 minus 3 Pascal. So it's there, the technology is there, you can go and check it. The company that built at CERN is in our team. It's called Earlycom. It was here 2 days ago, the head of international development at the event that we did for the Slovakian government. The price of the silicium is going down, the efficiency is going up. So the numbers that we have right now, remember 30% of more electricity, we can increase it by 5 times in 10 years. So it's getting better. And we are doing it in an amazing way. Instead of being closed doors and raising as much money as we can and spend it, we're doing it in an open environment. We call it crowdsourcing. So 30% of our team members are actually out there. So we are crowdstorming all the ideas. Do you have some ideas? We don't pretend to be master of the universe. We ask our people, what do you want? What do you think will be better? And we ask these questions over and over, and we are always ready to listen to new ideas. And the result was astonishing. From the system that in the 70s was conceived, yes, you heard well, in the 70s, there was a first Hyperloop, it was called New York Subway, and it was the first one. And from there, we evolved in several attempts. 1904, Robert Goddard, the father of rocket science, patented an Hyperloop. And then the American government published an article in '69 talking about 2 new ways of doing Hyperloop. It was gravity vacuum and tube flight. So there was there. You've seen the Jetson, the Simpson, 92, the Swiss Metro. It has been there since a lot of years. So when Elon Musk published the white paper in the internet saying, I cannot do it, whoever wants to pick it up, I name it the Hyperloop, and I bless everybody that wants to do it. We were crazy enough to say, you know what, let's try to do it. We have had a crowdsourcing site, and we said, whoever wants to join, we will give you stock option. The result? 540 right now are working from 52 countries in exchange of stock option. So if you have something that has a passion in construction, transportation, you want to change the world, please apply to work in this amazing project. We received 10 applications a day, so it was a little competition. But we also have raised, without raising a penny, 60 million from the crowd, and now 12 million in cash from a couple of private investors. And there are amazing people joining the team. I can go on, but I have 30 seconds. So the amazing people. Every day we receive 10 of these kind of requests in our website, and it's growing in terms of quality. We have people from NASA, Tesla, SpaceX, Boeing, Aerospace, Lockheed Martin, the head of the Juno mission. If you've seen what happened with Juno 2 days ago, he contacted us immediately after. So I was like, wow, that's something that, you know, moved me, because we always say that we are moved by passion, and this is the power that is moving this amazing project. And you don't have to contribute with money. It's you know, there are amazing companies that are actually joining the team, stock listed company, 100 universities around the world. Yes, I've seen some questions, and we go to questions immediately. There's another attempt that came out 1 year after we started this amazing movement. It's called finally Hyperloop 1. We are all happy to have competitors. The only thing I say, they should have chosen another name, because they were called Hyperloop Technologies, and we are Hyperloop Transportation Technologies. Come on, guys. So it's so confusing, right? People get confused. So I had them change the name. They want to do freight. I don't think freight will be relevant in the first 10 years, because we need a better system to come closer as humans. Freight, it's about cost per pound. Yeah, you will be rich, but you know, we don't change humanity by moving freights. And you know, they are using a very traditional approach. So if you want to join a team, join the right one. Watching you. So in conclusion, we are the original Hyperloop. We have 32 design patents. We have a trademark on the Hyperloop brand. Doesn't mean if you want to start a new Hyperloop, we will give you the brand, but behave well, okay? A name that is distinguishable, you know, a clear approach, and raise how much money do you want, if you want. So we did an amazing innovation challenge here in Bratislava. What's happening here is very simple. I will answer to this by telling you the critics, and I have really 20 seconds. So the first question I usually receive is, you know, oh, it's a full-scale system, will cost billions of dollars. I don't know where they come from, but you know, every single element of the Hyperloop, it's commercially available. So, I mean, I have 20 years of experience, I have 30 of the best minds in the planet. I'm able to listen if I make some mistake in calculation, but my numbers, price by price, are talking about 6 to 10 times less than the construction cost right now, because we're using better material, they're newer, and it's already used with 3D print instead of doing this mess around the street that you see. We're more efficient, and it's doable. The 60% of my cost is steel. And you know, when you start to buy 10 million pounds of steel, you can have a good price. Okay? So how do you do this low pressure environment? it's done. You go there, you see how they did it. We're just copying what has been done for 15 years inside the CERN. It's really difficult to get land rights. Okay, this same Matt Nowak, it's a genius, a fan, is always talking shit about us. But I'm sorry to say that we are getting lands from all over the world. We have 24 projects right now in course. People want to give us land because first, increase the value. It's completely silent. It's renewable. We give them back energy, water. It's a different system. It's not an aerial. Okay, so people want to give us land. And I was with the governor. I'm not disclosing anything because this morning there were so many journalists, so you will see it. We are identifying 3 lands here to build the first European headquarters in Hyperloop. But the first prototype is in construction in Quay Valley. It's north of Los Angeles. It's an amazing new city, 22,000 houses, amusement parks, and we will be building 8 kilometers. That is the initial track between Los Angeles and San Francisco. So I'm sorry for the skeptics. You can go there and see they're building it. It's happening. So it's naive to expect you can apply for a permit in a municipality that doesn't exist. Someone said that is my competitor, CEO, Rob Lloyd, a genius, because guess what? We have the permission to build. Sorry. SCTF would be a great source for some intern, they said, the same company that program abroad. He just resigned. We have an amazing team. I've done, there's a minute of video of people from all over the world, from NASA, Tesla, SpaceX. You go to our site, you can see it. And the same videos, the CEO of the other company said, I don't think it's going to happen in an open source environment. We are not open source. We are a crowdsourced company with 75 employees and 520 contributors. I'm sorry to say that we have met presidents and Ministry of Transportation, Governor, Secretary of State, the Chancellor of Austria 3 days after he was implemented, President of China, David Cameron. I was convinced they were staying in Europe, by the way. So we're meeting, disaster. We're meeting President and Minister of Transportation all over the world. They want it. It's happening. So I don't know how to say it. You can write whatever you want. Bratislava. Why Bratislava? Because it's the most stable country declared by the World Bank. And they have excellencies in engineering, material design, and we are using it as a global, European headquarters. And they say the crowd can, the crowd can do a lot of things. They can build amazing technology for vacuum pumping. We are engineers, labs all over the world. We create 3D. IBM is building racks for us. People in Helsinki are creating technologies to improve our pump. It's amazing what's happening. It's the first time that humanity comes together, all together, to create the most advanced transportation system in the planet. And we can solve not only transportation, every single project. I will leave you with this phrase that is a Chinese proverb. Those who say it can be done should not interrupt those doing it. Thank you very much. Two questions, three maybe. I've seen there's, So you look better without the beer. I'm not controlling my image anymore. I'm like a puppet designed by some crazy scientist. So just send a letter to my marketing team and I will provide it. Don't transform into a woman, please. Okay. Who are the investors behind the Hyperloop? It's the crowd. Right now we haven't raised the penny. We have two major, one Chinese and one Indian. We haven't raised institutional money yet, and we have aligned almost $10 billion. So that's the result of an amazing approach that we've had. For the first time, we demonstrated that you don't need VC money from greedy people. The other company, if you want that, you can go to the other company. There are plenty of institutional Silicon Valley people. But if you want to approach the world in a brand new way, we think it's better to solve this kind of problem all together. Radical inclusion, and everybody has to participate to the result. It's not philanthropic. No, we will make it money. Our stock's already worth $500 million. So I'm talking about something that is creating wealth, and we are demonstrating it's doable. So it's amazing. Where would be the station in Bratislava? Is it possible to build a station in the city center? Actually, okay. This morning I can answer this question, but I will not. I'm sorry, because I will give an advantage. It will be less favorable in negotiating if I were to go. So there's a big competition between the governor and the city. I want to keep it like that. But we decided, okay? We know already where it will be the first station. Yes, the station will shrink. I have a good news. The first phase is imagine cars bringing you to the station. The second phase will be self-driving cars that are pressurized, that can actually go directly inside the tube without passing through a station. And that's an amazing future, because we don't need roads anymore. And with our passive levitation system, we hope to disrupt also the car industry. So if you can levitate a capsule, you can levitate a car. And you can build, instead of roads, laminates of aluminum or copper that are 4 feet underground. And it will be a better world, because on top you can build parks, you can build whatever you want. Soon we will get rid of that stupid cement that was so stupid, not even funny. But our children will be pointing at us and said, really? Okay, so what will be the first highway to Košice or Hyperloop to Vienna? Well, it seems like the politicians love Košice. I don't know why. But I can't answer to this question. We hope it's Bratislava, Vienna, okay? Microsoft Windows, no, I cannot do help desk right now. What else? Is it true that there are discussions about connecting Russia with China mainly for cargo transport? When I was meeting, David Cameron, my partner, was with Putin, you probably saw it. There was, at the same time, also the other company. So the company that declared that they want to create a cargo between the Silk Road is the other one, so ask them. For us, the most important thing is to transport passengers. We are actually in negotiation with China. Well, can I join this? Okay, don't write it, okay? We signed a deal with China, so we'll announce it very soon, and we signed with another very big nation. The idea is to interconnect Europe, and there's a very serious discussion on that. But passengers, freight is a consequences. It's not change your life dramatically. If you saved $4 in Amazon Prime, I mean, yeah, but who gives a shit? Sorry. One more. Is that going between Bratislava? What are your thoughts about Hyperloop 1 in their test realized? Okay, we like that they're starting to test things finally. I think it was better, instead of doing a stunt, a PR stunt, to have something concrete in levitation and propulsion. As you know, we are exclusive licensing of the passive magnetic levitation. Apparently, after our announcement, they switched from air bearing, the system that Elon Musk was conceiving, using air. It was a stupid idea. Elon said it after a while. To a passive levitation. So they are actually trying to find another system maybe. But we have solved this problem, tested everything, we are ready to build. So that's what I think about the other test. It's a couple of years below the schedule. Done? Thank you very much.
So, after this great keynote from Hyperloop, we will pass directly to the pitches from our startups. So, normally, and just before the startup pitches, we have a pitch, also a little video, or a pitch, a little video, okay, of the French Tech. So they will pass the little video and the message. If you want to have more information on the French Tech, please go on their booth. They have stands over there and they can present you and you can have all the information you want. It's for startups from all the Visegrad countries, especially from Slovakia, Poland, Czech Republic and Hungary, so do not hesitate to go there and ask questions. So we will go now to the pitches.